Okay. Stacy, do you want to message Nicole? Get her fine self on here.
Call Stara?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm recording this, and this will be really good for newer people as well, or people just trying to get back in the groove of things, or just as a reminder for everybody, because there's a lot of new people in the team just over the last 30 days. And so I kind of want to go over the basics because I know sometimes it can be really easy for people to fall through the cracks. But the first thing I'm going to say is if you want this business, if you have goals, if clearly you started this business because you have goals, you have that fire, you have that excitement. But guess what? Whoever enrolled you is not going to be texting you every day asking you if you're working your business, okay? That's just not how it works. If we did that, we'd kill ourselves. It would be so exhausting and so draining. So I want you guys to realize that. So if you need help, if you are lost, if you are new, if you are not new, whatever stage of business you're in and you are lost, you don't know what to do next, you don't know if you're doing something wrong because you've been doing it for 6 months and getting nowhere, then you need to reach out to somebody. You need to reach out to your upline's upline, whoever, wherever, whatever. It's your responsibility to look for the help. Yes, we're here to help you, but I don't know if you need help if you don't ask for it, okay? And don't everybody all text me at once because I will literally punch myself in the face. But your chain of command is your enroller. If they're not there, then they're diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, whoever is somewhere, because everybody's got someone. But if I'm obviously your enroller or your next upline, then me. And the reason I say that too, it's not because I don't want anyone to feel like they can't come to me. I say that because if all of you guys start texting me, then Katie and Eliana are going to be like, why taking my team? That's my team. Everybody feels like that. So make sure you just go through the right chain of command. But if you don't know what to do, reach out to somebody because you won't get anywhere in the business if you don't ever look for help or try to figure it out. Also, I know we'd like to follow a lot of leaders in the business, but I just want to make sure that you guys realize there are some bad apples in the company and in other companies and things like that. So I want you to do 2 things. One, you need to hide your friends list on Facebook. You can just go to settings and your friends so that nobody can see who your friends are on Facebook, okay? And then the next thing I want you to do is try to, follow the leaders in this team first because you actually know them. And so, we have some amazing leaders. We have presidentials, triples, doubles. We have so many amazing people. I mean, honestly, some of you guys are rubies, and I'm like, you're the next presidential because you're amazing. So keep that in mind too. I hope there's nobody that doesn't have Zoom that's trying to get on because we still have 10 spots, so I'm not going live until then. Okay, so I want to do a little role play, and then I will have this saved later so that if your new distributors are completely lost, they'll know what to do and how to do it. But also it's for some of you guys. It's always a good reminder, even for me. Okay, so who would like to do a little messaging role play? Eliana, you want to jump on? Are you frozen?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I think you were frozen for a second. Okay. Okay, so we're going to kind of go through a little role play messaging. And the reason for that is because I always like to screenshot you guys the messages, but I can't screenshot you what I say in a voice message. And voice messages, if you guys can do them, are 1,000 times better than actually texting through Facebook. Okay, so I'll do it for you, and then you do it for me. Okay, so I message you hey, Eliana, what is it that you do? Just very basic. What do you do?
Okay, so I'll be like, hey, girl, how are you? I work for a health and wellness company, and I basically promote my
Hold on.
product social media, and that's how I'm able to grow my team and get my clients. Oh.
No, you unfroze. We heard it. Okay.
Okay, cool. And then I usually add something like I work from my phone, I make my own schedule.
Okay, you guys, do you see how simple that is? She didn't say we have 15,000 products. We have fat fighters. We have greens. I think you'll love them. You should try them. You could use Facebook or Instagram or parties if you don't want to do it. But, you know, like she did not go.
And I don't say things like about the company because I'm not sure if people really want to know about like, oh, we're this and that. And,
like
you know.
Years old. Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, we started in 2000, whatever. I know some people have done that before. Not good.
I think if they ask, that's when I'll tell them, but most people don't care when the company starts. One thing that they usually will say, like, is maybe they'll say, well, you know, I know a lot of people doing it. That's a lot of people's concerns. But I'm like, girl, you have like 5 or 10 friends on your Facebook that are doing it. Do you know how many people are in the world? Like, I'll almost not, this sounds bad, but I want to make them feel stupid about that question. Like, I want to make them feel like, come on, like, that's just a dumb question. Because if I can say, like, there's only like 180,000 of us, and there's like almost 500,000 people in Henderson, which is where I live, okay? And we are in 17 countries. We have not even touched the surface. They're like, oh, okay, JK. I'm like, yeah, girl, the 10 people that post on your Facebook, it's because they're posting 1,000 times and they're wanting you to see their stuff. Like, it's not everywhere. So that's like that's one of the biggest answers to most people's questions. So if you don't know, write that down. Sorry, go ahead. Okay, so I'll be like, oh, okay, well, like, how do you get started? Or how do you actually like make money?
Okay, so to make money, I usually say we get paid 4 different ways. 2 types of bonuses for growing your team, and then commissions on your online orders. And then you can make cash on the spot whenever you sell products on hand.
Simple.
Yeah, I usually, sometimes I've tried it out where like, I'll tell them like, oh, you know, you get $100 for every distributor you sign and things like that.
Yeah, they
but
get confused.
Yeah, like I actually did that the other day, and I think the girl got like scared or something. But yeah, she got a little overwhelmed, and then she ended up giving me the excuse that she didn't have the money at the time, which I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But I've done it before to other people where it's like 2 types of bonuses, commissions, and wrap cash, and they're like, oh, awesome.
Yeah, you guys, you have to think about it from an outside perspective. If that was you and you knew nothing about the company except for you saw this awesome post that she was making awesome money, if somebody gave you like a whole list of things, you would be very overwhelmed. So you have to think about it. Whenever I'm talking to somebody, I reread what I said. I'll be like, does that sound like it's confusing? If I had no idea what the company was or how it worked, would she understand what I'm trying to say? So you kind of have to think about it like that. So that's like a really good answer right there. And if you guys use the opportunity video, some of you guys don't, and that's totally fine if you're comfortable not, but I love it because I literally say, it's like, for example, her question, sorry, my mom's calling me. If her question was like the exact same thing I just asked her, and she was like, well, what do you do? I would say, oh my gosh, girl, like, can you tell me a little bit about yourself first? And she would tell me a little bit about herself, and then I would just send the opportunity video and ask her to message me back after she watches it. So that's usually like what I do, because everything she just said is in the video, and some people don't use it, and that's totally fine, but do whatever you're comfortable with. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I've done it both ways. In both ways, it works really well, but all in all, it's the simplicity of it. You guys don't overthink it. Okay, so I'd say,
honestly, guys, try a little bit of everything, because, for example, Christy, it always works for you to ask people, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and some of your goals? And I started doing that a few months ago, and like it was like they would stop responding to me, and then they would just tell me like, oh, can I just have information about the business? And I would get into that, and then they were like more responsive. And then before, even like all my other previous years, or I guess years, my previous year, I would never ask that. So I don't know, it kind of like, everybody's different, but you should totally try different ways, because you never know what your way is, and there's not like an actual right way of doing it.
Yeah, Exactly. So see what works for you. But honestly, I wouldn't try to do anything else. I wouldn't try to make up anything else. These are really the two ways that you should be doing it. Keep it very simple. You either give them the information simply or you give them the video. That's really like what it comes down to. But yeah, so simple is best. Okay, so I'd say, oh my gosh, that sounds great, but how much is it to start? Because I don't have a lot of money.
Okay, so I say all you need is your business kit to start. It's only $99. So I always add keywords. It's only $99. It comes with all your marketing materials and a free box of wraps that you sell right away to make your money right back. You sell, or I have it written down somewhere. It's like a copy pasting, but it's something like you get a free box of wraps and then you sell it for $100 so you can make your money right back. And then I always add at the bottom, I will teach you everything you need to know to be successful. That way they feel comfortable with me. And obviously I go from there. Usually they're like, okay, well, I get paid, next Friday, or I get paid this so-and-so day. Or if they're like, oh my gosh, I have no money whatsoever, I usually say like, okay, girl, well, there's all these other girls on the team that have done different things. If you can find something to sell, or maybe like a garage sale, something like that. Sometimes, like hardly ever, I do the pre-sale option. I usually would like them to sell something faster, something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people that have started by pre-selling, but personally, I think it's almost just like a waste of time, in my opinion, because I just feel like they'll ask 4 people, and if those 4 people are not jumping on it, they'll be like, it's not for me. And I'm like, okay.
Exactly, and that's why I don't like to do the pre-sale that much.
Yeah, so I don't usually do the pre-sale option either, but you guys have to keep this in mind because I see people asking me all the time, you're like, I'm talking to all these people. I have all these potentials, but nobody's signing. What am I doing wrong? They say they don't have money. Everybody I talk to doesn't have money. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, a potential that I'm talking to that says that she really, really, really wants it, but doesn't have the $99, but is getting it together. She went and got her nails done last week. I'm like, okay, then. So keep in mind that it happens to all of us. It's not you, it's them. They just have not found the value in the business and they don't feel like they need the investment in the business yet. So if that's happening, like it's not you, it's them. Seriously. Because then I'll have people that I haven't followed up with in a month and they're like, okay, I'm ready. And I'm like, okay, you said that you didn't even want to do the business and now miraculously you have $100. Like what? So it's not you, it's them. Okay, so that's kind of like very simply how you would talk to somebody. But you guys, there's 2 big things that I want to talk about for, especially if you're new. For those of you guys who are on the Facebook Live, I'll get the Zoom, the beginning of this on. It just barely filled up, so that's why I started the live. But the beginning of this training, I'll get up after it. So, okay, so there's 2 big things in this business to get potentials. Facebook and Instagram, so social media, and parties, okay? That's literally the 2 ways you build your business. So if you are not doing one, you need to be doing the other. And if you can do both, you will go 10 times faster. Seriously. Parties are amazing. If you have not at least done like 3 to 5, whether it's an online party, like Tiffany had a super successful one the other day, or if it's an in-person party. I know my new girl, Brittany, she had a really successful party. That could be your niche, not just for you, but for those people. Because if somebody sees 2 people on their news feed, they're like, oh, it works. But if you like invite them to a party, they might be like, okay, yeah, let's do it. They see that you're a real person. So make sure that you are having a party at least a few times and giving Facebook and social media a try. And it's not overnight, you guys. I tell you guys this all the time. I did not sign my first customer or distributor for 3 months. That does not mean that has to be you. That was slow. That was very slow. But guess what? It happens. As long as you're consistent, things will pick up for you. But I know Eliana uses, to get to Double Diamond, she did a lot of parties. Now mostly she does social media. To get to Triple, she did social media. You need to be messaging people, but also your posts need to be awesome. Seriously. If you're not doing parties, your posts need to be very good. If you are posting like, join my team with a graphic, you are not going to attract anyone, okay? They need to be real and honest and exciting. That's really what it comes down to, real, honest, and exciting. Where you're at, where you are going to go now because of the business and, future goals. There's so many options for posts. So if you guys are new or not new, whatever, follow people in this page, leaders. So Stacy, Eliana, Katie, Tiffany, Savannah, follow them on Facebook, and you guys can get really, really, really good post ideas, but do not copy and paste them, okay? Do not copy and paste them. You need to make them your own. I've literally seen people copy and paste posts that have nothing to do with their story. Like literally, it was like, I'm a, presidential diamond and this, and they literally said, I'm a presidential diamond. I'm like, you are not a presidential diamond. So do not copy and paste like that. You can use it for like a template, okay? And you can get really good ideas, but I promise you, the best posts that are going to attract people are you. It's being you as you could be, seriously. Courtney does really good with Facebook Live videos. It literally notifies people that you're on. I know Brittany does Facebook Live videos all the time, and whenever I do, that helps so much. And people see that you're a real person. Okay. And personally, I got a notification from Facebook that I had 1,000 friend requests that were not answered. I was a little embarrassed. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make, unfortunately for the people that follow me and are not my friend on Facebook, I am making most of my It Works posts private and my other ones public, so that when I go add people on Facebook, they don't go to my page and think she's just trying to, make money from me. I don't want them to think that. Yes, I am growing my business, but guess what? Almost all of you guys that I personally enrolled are some of my best friends now. And so you're going to build those genuine relationships anyways, but people need to give you that chance. And by giving you that chance, do not have It Works. I personally don't. I don't have It Works in my bio on Facebook or Instagram. I don't think you should. Like I said, people need to get to know you and your story. And your posts just need to be good. And the best rule of thumb I can say is, a personal one that has nothing to do with It Works, something motivational like a quote or something like that, something about the business, something about the product, something personal again, okay? And whenever you guys post about the business, you don't have to have a graphic. You don't have to have a join my team. You don't have to have anything like that. You can have literally a selfie. Like, you can have your feet up by the pool. Even if you still work, you can have your feet up by the pool. This is where I'm working right now, This is where I'm making extra money. I love this. Little things like that are going to grab people's attention because everybody wants to work by the pool. And so for those of you guys who are new too that are watching, like, I want you to realize that you're not just going to pick it up overnight. You have got to practice. Practice makes perfect. I did not wake up one morning and like, oh my gosh, I know how to post. I know how to message people. I have the perfect thing to say. I have the guts to message everybody. No, I had to do a little bit at a time. I faked it till I made it. I pretended like I was a diamond until I was a diamond, and then I pretended like I was a double. I didn't actually tell anyone that, but by that I mean, I held myself like I was a diamond. And you kind of just have to fake it till you make it. And like I said, use other people's posts for ideas and for templates. And that's going to be the biggest thing for you to learn. And take these trainings and apply them. Go message people. Even if you feel like you're not saying the right thing, that's okay. Practice makes perfect. If you are thinking that I don't know the right thing to say when I message someone, so I'm just not going to do it, you're never going to get anywhere because nobody learns like that. I'm not afraid of making mistakes because I know that it's getting me to the right way to do it. That's really what it comes down to. But let's do a little bit of a role play with messaging somebody, because the one we just did was Eliana. I messaged her and I said, hey, tell me about your business. But let's pretend like I see a girl on Facebook and I'm like, I want that girl on my team. And just so you guys know, if you are messaging 3 people and you're like, woohoo, I need 3 for Ruby, I'm going to message these 3, that's not going to work. Most people are not going to say yes right away. You need to be talking to a lot of people. And I know I say a lot of stuff and you're probably like, oh my gosh, this is going to take up so much time. But this business does not have to be a lot of time. It's just time well spent, okay? I like to post every couple hours, usually every 2 hours. That's kind of my thing. See what works for you. So I like to post like every 2 hours because people are on at different times of the day. And that will take you literally 30 seconds to post. And then I find times in the middle of the day to follow people on Instagram. And then I find times in the day to message people and to respond and to follow up. It's not like brain science. Okay, so Stacy, let's do a role play with you messaging me about you wanting me on your team. Usually I'm the one giving all the answers, but I want your guys's.
So what I would like message somebody random?
Like, ooh, Christy looks awesome. So what would be the first thing you start to do?
Have I talked to her before or no?
You've never talked to me before. You added me on Facebook a week ago, and you liked and commented on a few of my things, which you guys need to be doing. Just like and comment on everyone's crap, seriously, and add new people. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so if I had already liked and commented, I would just message them. I would message her, and I would say, hey, girl, how are you? That's what I would start with, and whatever they'd answer, I would.
Good. Who are you?
What'd you say?
I said, hi, I'm good. Who are you? Most people don't say, who are you? I've messaged people, hey, how are you? And they are like, I'm good. I'm like, you don't even know me, but it's cool. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, well, if they did say, who are you? I would say, I was messaging you to find the same thing out. You look so familiar, and I just can't pinpoint it. Do you have any idea?
I don't know, but you look kind of familiar too, but I'm not sure. Weird.
Yeah, super weird. But hey, I was actually just messaging you because as you've noticed, I've been following you for a couple of days now, and I just think you would do so well at what I do.
Oh, really? What do you do?
Yeah, I totally do. You are so pretty, and you seem so fun. I actually work from home. Have you seen any of my posts?
Do you do like that It Works thing? I don't know if I'm really into that, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, I do it. It's so much fun. It's amazing. Well, I would love to send you a short video that kind of explains some things. Do you work right now?
I do work right now. I have a full-time job, so I don't know if I could put it in my full-time job because I have 2 kids too.
Oh, yeah. No. I totally understand. When I did this, I actually was a full-time student and I worked full-time and a new mom. So I totally get that. But the best thing about it is you can literally work whenever you want and whenever you have free time.
Oh my gosh. No way. How's that even possible?
That's what I said. But no, it's so possible. Let me just send you a quick video. You watch it and you let me know what you think.
Okay, for sure, girl.
And then I send you the video.
Wow, that's me on that video.
Now, if a lot of times I will send the video and then I don't hear from them, so I will follow up and I will say, hey, girl, how did you like the video? I didn't ask, did you watch it? I just say, how do you like it?
Yeah, that's usually what I do too.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. It sounds really fun, but I just don't have the extra $9. We are paycheck to paycheck.
Okay, yeah, I totally understand. When I started, I had to actually borrow the money from my husband, who was then boyfriend. So I totally get it. But is it something that you'd want to do?
It sounds like something. I think I maybe need some more information. But it does sound like I would like to make some extra money.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, you're not going to know everything right away, but I can answer any questions you have. Is there a certain amount of money you'd want to make?
Gosh, $500 would be so nice. We could take our kids to Disneyland.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Right now we actually have a $500 bonus for anyone that signs up. So I could totally help you get that bonus.
That actually sounds really awesome. Let me talk to my husband, see what he says, and I'll get back to you.
Okay, awesome. If I don't hear from you in a couple days, you'll probably hear from me. So we'll talk soon.
Okay, bye. That's actually really good to say, like, when you're going to follow up with them. I usually just say, like, okay, let's talk tomorrow. Basically, like, I'm telling them, like, I expect you to talk to your husband in the next 24 hours. They don't always do that, but it kind of puts that way. And just,
but if you say, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If you say, just let me know or whatever, they're never going to let you know. So I always tell them, if I don't hear from you, you're going to hear from me. I always tell them that because they will hear from me and they're going to expect it.
Yeah, and then they're not like, oh, this girl's following up with me. No, she told you that she was going to follow up with you. Yeah, for anyone who's having it cut out on here, it will be, like, the full thing will be put up in a few hours. But you guys, that went pretty well. Some of my conversations do go that well. As long as you are confident, that's how they will go.
I'm excited.
Yes, confidence and excitement. If you guys can do the voice messages over Facebook, like, just be confident and excited. And if you don't even know how to explain the business, just like what she did, she shut down a few of the concerns I had and then sent me the video with the actual information. And just keep it very basic. And the fortune is in the follow-up of this business. If I didn't follow up with people, I would have like half the distributors I have. That's really what it is. And like I said, not every conversation goes that well. They might be like, no, thanks, I'm not into it works. And I'll be like, well, why? Like, have you tried it? And they'll be like, no, I didn't try it. But I have my brother, sister's cousin, aunt that tried it, and she didn't like it. I'd be like, okay, well, maybe your brother, sister's aunt's cousin was not on my team. And maybe she didn't have the guidance and help that you will have. And, you're not your brother, sister's aunt's cousin. You're you, and I think that you would be awesome. That's why I messaged you. You just have to build up their confidence in themselves because that's usually what it is. People are scared of trying something and failing. That's really what it is. Publicly failing because it's a public business. And so you have to literally build them up. Pretend like they're a little kid. You tell your kids, like, it's okay, like, jump off the couch. It's okay. I got you. Like, that's how my follow-up is. I'm like, it's okay, girl. Like, I got you. Don't worry. I'm here. Like, I'm standing here. Don't you see me? And then one day they're like, okay, I see you. I'm jumping. Woo! And then they jump. So you just have to follow up. And even people that say, like, no, thank you, not right now, like, most of them do come back around. As long as you're just like their friend, What's so funny? Okay. I can't hear
you. It was Katie. She was making fun of me.
Okay, so let's see here.
Make Katie do it.
Okay, Katie, let's do it. Okay. Okay, so really quick, for any of you guys who are new, we have a loyal customer script pinned at the top of the team page. Talking to a customer is self-explanatory. You keep it very basic, and that's literally in that script. You don't ever answer what they don't ask. That goes for customers and distributors. You do never answer. Don't do it, okay? Don't give them anything they didn't ask for. And if you just click on it, pinned at the top of the page, at the bottom of that is the video, the potential distributor video, but you can literally follow that to talk to customers, okay? Okay. So, Katie, what kind of play do you want to do? Do you want me to talk to you or you to talk to me? Well, we'll be doing that anyways, but, Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't care. Whatever works.
Okay. So I'm going to be like a biatch, and I just want to see what you say. Okay. Just so you guys know, like, sometimes if people just say, like, no, back off, I'd be like, okay, bye. So I don't want to be like that. Okay, let's do a follow-up. Okay. So let's just follow up from what Stacy said. You said you're following up with me after I talk to my husband. Okay, so message me.
Hey girl, just wanted to check in with you, see if you are ready to jump into this crazy business with me. I know your husband said yes, right?
Well, actually, he doesn't think that I will be able to make any money with it, and he thinks that we'll lose $100, and I just don't know if I can do it without his support. He's my husband.
I totally understand this situation. I didn't even tell my fiance until like 6 hours later. So you just have to trust me. And I always use voice message. That's why I'm like trying to like spin my wheels here, but always use voice message.
So much easier.
But I basically just say you have to trust me and tell him he really literally has to give you 3 months. And if you are not successful in 3 months, then you can clap your hands and walk away from it and tell him, all right, honey, you won.
Okay, well, that sounds good. I'm going to have to talk to him again and just see what he says because he brings in the money. And so if I use that $100, he's going to know. And so let me talk to him some more. I really, 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 really want to do this. I'm just scared that he'll be mad at me. And I don't know if I can do this. Like, if he doesn't have confidence in me, like, what about, like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know enough people. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't know anyone.
That's okay. You don't have to know anyone. There is billions of people on social media. I actually built my business solely through Facebook. And just curious, did you ever show him the opportunity video that I sent you?
I did not, actually. Should I?
Yes, I totally believe you should because my leader is absolutely incredible. She's actually a top 54 income earner and one of my really good friends. We have team pages and Monday night team trainings, and we're always here for each other. So that's also something that you can tell him because we are one team, one mission. We're always pushing each other to do better, and I just know that you'd be so amazing at this business that you can do it, and if he sees that you're doing amazing, he'll probably want in on it too.
Oh my gosh, you are so sweet, girl. Okay, I'm going to show him the video. I'm really excited. I'm going to make him give me that $100, whether he likes it or not, because I'm the woman and the woman controls the man. So here I go.
Right.
Guys, like, Katie was talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, I want to sign up. I don't care if my husband cares or not. You guys, sometimes, like, you're going to have that exact same conversation, like, twice. Sometimes you're going to have it 10 times before they actually sign up, but they will sign up. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So you have to keep that confidence, because if the next time you follow up, you're like, hey girl, you ready to sign up? And she's like, I don't have the money yet. And you're like, okay, bye. I'll talk to you next week. Their whole like visual of you and the company is going to change. So you just have to be excited and confident in them every single time you follow up. Okay?
Yeah, and like when they say that they don't have the money the next time, I always give, or like they say, you know, their husband's the only one working, they don't have the money. I always give them the option of, especially if they're stay-at-home moms, if they've ever thought about like selling some old toys or doing a garage sale or anything like that, to where they can just come up with the money themselves and show their husband like, I sold this money, I can do this, I want you to support me. And that's happened quite a few times for the girls on my team. So
That's cool.
Don't ever just walk away from them. Give them another option of how to make some money.
Yes, because I mean, I've seen it two ways. Either people just haven't found the value in the business yet for themselves, or they literally don't have the money. And a lot of people literally just don't have the money. So that's a really good idea. Give them other options on how to get the money. Okay. I have never actually suggested selling like toys, but I know like, gosh, there was a couple people on the team actually now that they sold their plasma, which is like legit, super legit. That is a want. And when people find the money, however, that's when they're going to explode their business. So you keep following up, and when they do have that money and they do make that plunge, that's when they find the value, and that's when they'll be a runner. Okay, let's see here.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so it's more for a few other people. So when you message somebody, I know that I have gotten people to kind of be very short in their responses. You know, they're kind of like, how are you? Good. You know, and it's hard to get a conversation going. So how would you go about that?
So is this like a follow-up, or is this the first conversation?
This is like the first conversation, trying to build that relationship up and everything.
So for me, I switched to voice message, and I'm like, hey, like, I love your kid's outfit. Where did you get it? You have to find something where they like respond faster. And if they're still like Macy's, like, okay, thank you so much. You're so sweet. And then basically I just go and like and comment more, because they either know I'm going to ask them about the business, or two, they're just having a bad day and they don't want to message anybody, and I'm going to back off before I, put them over the edge. Some people literally are just having a bad day. So I'll just
no, that's perfect. Some people just think they need to bring it up anyways, but there's right and wrong times. So that's
yeah, you guys, if somebody's not like connecting with you, don't offer the business. You're like, you're putting a chocolate cake in front of a dinosaur. Like, they're not going to take it. So just that was a really weird analogy, but whatever. Just make sure that, you're feeling a situation out, because people will say, well, when do I offer the business? When do I follow up? There's no right or wrong. You go with your gut. I know some people always do follow-up Fridays. I really like follow-up Fridays because a lot of people get paid on Fridays, but also Fridays and Saturdays, people are usually off of work and they're ready to go out with their friends. They're ready to do this. They're ready to do that. So I never follow up with anybody on Saturdays because they're usually busy with their families. I like to follow up with people on Mondays when they don't want to be at work or, even just in the middle of the week, because they are like thinking like, hey, yeah, like that's what I want to do, and they're not like with their families at a birthday party. Okay. So keep that in mind. But there's, like I said, there's no right or wrong way. You just kind of have to feel the people out. And make this a rule of thumb so that you're not building a relationship too much. By the second conversation you've had with them, as long as the first went well and you've interacted, offer the business by the second conversation. Okay. Because if you don't, you're going to start to get fear of, offering it. And if you guys are ever in a mood of like, I'm messaging everybody, like, usually after trainings, go and message everybody, because I know there's times where I'm like, I message like 20 people. And then there's other times where I'm like, ugh, I really just don't want to message anyone right now. I'm going to follow up and do everything else for my business and build up my Instagram and whatever. So when you guys have those moments, and sometimes I have to force myself to have those moments, just do it. Just go crazy with it, because all those people are going to start to respond, and it will be worth it. Okay, so does anyone else have any thing that they want to add? I don't want to say anybody, because I know sometimes everybody gets a little crazy with their suggestions. This sounds really bad, but does anybody that's a diamond and above have any suggestions or any